It is I, Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Missing. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros: Missing is the sequel to Searching, movie that came out in 2018, right here. And it was a very small movie. It didn't even cost $1 million. Very low key movie. But it managed to find a bit of an audience and make 26 million domestically, 75 million total. So that's a nice little profit right there. And the movie was very well received. So it would make sense to want to continue, I guess, the should I even call it a saga? Well, I guess continue the series because like one would think, oh, this will just be like a one-off, but Sony's like, no, we could turn this into a franchise, and so they announced a sequel called Missing, and here it is. It's kind of similar to what they did with Sicario, where you thought Sicario that was just, oh, that's just a standalone movie. They're like, no, let's make a sequel, and that was really weird. This is less weird, but still kind of strange. But the first movie has its fans, and it did well, so it makes all the sense in the world to make another one. So yeah, I definitely say Searching's reputation and its success is definitely a pro. Another pro is that reviews for this movie are pretty good. I'm about to check off screen. I think it was like a 79%. It was 82%. Okay. 82%, which is phenomenal for January standards, which is kind of insane. Like we actually have a January not where we actually have like a good movies and not everything is trash. Isn't that incredible? So yeah, its critic score is at 82% and its audience score is better at 90%. So word of mouth is a non-issue. So yeah, good reviews, good word of mouth. I'm gonna check its cinema score. I don't know if it's there. Let me see. Is it there? It's not there. Okay. Well, but still, word of mouth seems to be very good. So that's a pro. Another pro is that, well, there's like this and like one other movie opening over the weekend. Originally, I thought it was supposed to be five, but that five turned into two, which I'm very thankful for because I was not looking forward to doing another five video weekend. Like, no, thank you. So, yeah, and I mean, everything else is pretty old at this point, even though a lot of movies are still technically making money, like Avatar 2, Mithrigan, Puss in Boots 2, Man Called Otto overperformed last weekend. So you still have all those, but this stands out enough to where I think it can succeed. So yeah, I don't think competition is going to be too much of an issue. So because the movie's like so unique and it easily stands out amongst the rest. So yeah, I'm gonna say not so vicious competition. I'm gonna say that's a pro. Uh, anything else I can say? I'm trying to think of something. Yeah, I can't really think of anything. Okay, well, I guess I can mention the movie's like super cheap, so that helps. So there's like less risk involved. So might as well label that as a pro. Okay, cons. I think the big hurdle with this movie is that, like, sure, Searching is. I haven't seen Searching. I probably should watch it. Another one in the long list of movies I really should watch. That list is stupidly long, but although the movie was very well received and it did make money, it wasn't exactly a big hit, like an overwhelming hit. So to make a sequel or like a follow up, like almost 5 years later, is kind of a bizarre decision. You think you want to make a sequel like as soon as possible. But yeah, nearly 5 years. That's risky because ideally it should take you 2 to 3 years to make a sequel. Maybe less than that if your movie's like real cheap, or you have like some big strategy, like you're doing like two movies like back to back or something like that. Like 4 years is pushing it, but like once we get past that, it's risky because like sure we've seen sequels to movies that came out like the gaps we're talking like hell like, last month we had Avatar 2 which came out 13 years after the first movie, and we have Puss in Boots 2 which came out 11 years after the first movie. But like their predecessors were big moneymakers. Okay, Avatar was the biggest movie of all time. Puss in Boots made like over $500 million, so it's not like it kind of makes sense to make sequels, even if it took a long time. But Searching never had like a big, it's never had like a massive audience. So yeah, and it's kind of hard to say if how many people even remember Searching. So yeah, I'd say Searching's not so big success in the grand scheme of things, I think is a big con for the follow up. So yeah, I'm gonna label that as a con. Searching's good, but not like overwhelmingly good success. And I guess another con is that sure, like the movie does stand out amongst the rest, but people are probably still going to watch those movies. I know people are still going to watch Avatar 2. That's likely going to win again for the sixth weekend in a row. And yeah, like, I mean, there's still plenty of options out there that some people will find like more appealing than this. But I don't know. I wouldn't even call them much of a con. It's just kind of more mid. Yeah, it's more of a mid thing. But I can't think of any other cons besides the fact that the first Searching only was like it did well but didn't do super well. Um I think that's it really. So opening weekend, well what I forgot to mention is Thursday previews. They're not on here, but I have to find them. There it is. 760,000. That's not amazing by any stretch of the word. Definitely not amazing, but it is stronger than Plane and A Man Called Otto, like a good 100,000 higher than both those movies. And both those opened in the double digits, so that's a good sign, I guess. But yeah, yeah. So that's more like mid, like okay-ish previews, for what the movie is. All right, so opening weekend now. I was Searching that had like a limited start, but then it like expanded after that. So that opened with $6 million in a little over 1,000 theaters, and while Missing is opening over 3,000 theaters, so it's a way better chance to make money. Uh, I think the way things are going, it has a chance at making double digits. It's certainly there, but it's kind of iffy right now. So I'm gonna say, let's just go with like 10. I'm just gonna say 10. 10 million opening weekend. I think at this point seems achievable, although it might do a little worse than that. So it has a 50-50 chance of reaching double digits. So I'm gonna say, screw it. 8 to 10 million. I'm gonna be more safe with my prediction. 8 to 10 million opening weekend. It will have a better opening weekend than Searching. That should happen. And its total, I mean, the rest of January is pretty dead, but then February you're gonna have a lot of big-ish movies come out. The biggest being easily Ant-Man 3, but that's not till mid-February, which is quite a while from now. So I don't know, 20-30 million total, probably the same as its predecessor. That's like my guess. And yeah, that's it for Missing. Then we got one more movie to talk about this weekend. It's This Mouthful. At that time, I got reincarnated as a slime Scarlet Bond. That. And then that'll be it for the weekend. So, yeah. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on turn on notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? Got playlists on the homepage, all previous uh prediction videos I made this year. It's not a whole lot so far. That's gonna change real soon. But if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I've covered Missing, I think, once. I'm going to check Missing. I covered it once. Yes, I covered it once. It was episode 166. I talked about it alongside the SpongeBob movie 4 and the Avatar Aang movie, beginning like 2025 dates. I talked about it alongside those. So if you want to watch that episode or any other episodes I've done on the channel, it's now 171 episodes. So you got plenty to choose from. So binge it all from beginning to now. Highly encourage it. Go do that. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. I just finally did my 2022 recaps. Winners, losers, both videos are done. They're up on the channel so you can watch them. January recap won't happen till beginning, like the first ish week of February. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I've done on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.